What's up, Attack MMA? I'm your host, Zach Weicker, and today we got a very special guest. He's a professional fighter with a 9-3 record, coming off his UFC debut last month. Please welcome Isaac Thomson. Isaac, how are you doing today?
Good man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, and of course, the big topic is your UFC debut, which took part last month. So now, after a long journey, how does it feel that you can finally call yourself a UFC fighter?
Man, I love it so much. It's weird to be able to kind of say it now. It's still a little it's still weird to think that I'm in the UFC. It doesn't feel super real. But I love it, man. It's so cool.
Yes, and of course, well deserved. But I know
Yeah.
every fighter has their different stories of how they got the call. So, what was the story for you of how you got the call you're going to be in the UFC, and what was your reaction?
Oh man. So I was walking into the gym. It was a Tuesday, about to do some strength and conditioning. Um uh I I had a rain like energy drink. I was about to pour some I poured some like super high sodium thing in there, like supplement in there, and I was sipping it. Uriah gave me a call and he was like, "Oh, like Sean needs a fight this weekend." He hit me up. Like, can you make 145? I'm like, "Can we do a catchweight?" He's like, "Nah." I'm like, "All right, I got this. We can do it." He's like, "All right, let me give you a call back in like an hour." Started doing my training session. I went and grabbed a gallon of water just in case, like it's actually happening. Um, Gave me a call in an hour. I was like, it's on. I'm like, all right, shit, okay. I gotta try and make 145 in like what 3 days. Um, yeah, it was ridiculous, man. I cried like 20, 30 times that day. I called all my parents and all my coaches and stuff, and um yeah, it didn't feel real for like 2 days. Like the first 2 days of like me like thinking about it was just like it's not happening. But yeah, it was so weird, man.
Yeah. And you mentioned your parents there, and I remember the last time we talked, you mentioned how big of an inspiration they've been to you and your journey. So, what was the
Yeah.
reaction, and how much did it mean for them once they heard you're a UFC fighter?
How much can I swear on this?
As much as you want.
My mom was like, "Fuck off! You're not fucking in." Like she's like, "No, it's not happening. You're bullshitting me." Like my dad, yeah, she was like, she didn't believe me. She was like, "It's not happening. Like you're lying." Just couldn't really believe me because like we were expecting to fight in contender this year to get in, and then all of a sudden they were like, "You're on." My dad was pretty cool about it though. He was like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna you know go out there and fucking kill this guy." Yeah, yeah, they were like super proud, super happy. Hit up my sponsor too at Infinity. He was so stoked for me because he's been on the road with me since I was like 14, 13. So yeah, everyone was so hyped, man.
Yeah, I love that. And you mentioned you've been fighting since such a young age, and you're still very young at 23 years young.
Yeah.
So, did you expect to get this call this early on in your career and at such a young age?
I knew it was gonna happen. Like it was bound to happen eventually. Obviously, like Uriah had kind of like hinted at them like giving me like a call at any time, but you know, I stayed ready. I wasn't expecting them to give me a call then, especially on the last ESPN card and like literally the last UFC fight of the year. I wasn't expecting that at all, but you just stay ready and take what you can get.
Yeah. And you mentioned the last ESPN card there. You're one
Hmm.
of the very few fighters that can have that claim. That's something that no one can take away from you that you were on the last ESPN card. So, how cool is that to have that little extra fact in your
It's
debut?
cool. Yeah, it's super cool. I can't find my fight though, which is
Yes.
weird. It's just I guess they took it off. It's not on Fight Pass. Yeah, I think one of my friends got the video, but yeah, I can't find my fight. It's weird.
Yeah, hopefully now with the Paramount deal, they put it on there. Like I know sometimes
Yeah,
bypass takes some time for them to put it on there, but I guess that's a
yeah.
good like thing to think about with the whole switch that putting these fights on might take some
Oh
extra time.
man. I got in there right at just the right time, man. They bumped those bonuses up, and they got new finish pay. So yeah, I'm super excited.
Definitely. And we're just talking about Fight Pass there. And before you made the UFC debut, you're fighting for LFA, 6 fights in that company.
Yeah,
So, how much do you contribute to your time in LFA for propelling you to getting this UFC contract?
man. I've been fighting with them since I was 19. So it was a year after I turned pro. And I owe everything to them. They backed me and helped push me. They helped me out with my visa to so I could stay in America, man. LFA's awesome. I know they kind of broke ties with Fight Pass, but I believe that they're still going to be a big feeder for the UFC, and man, they're amazing. Big ups to them.
Definitely one of the best promotions out there. And
Yeah.
I think it's time to talk about your fight. So, a little over a month removed. How do you reflect? How do you rate your performance?
Um, we had a game plan. I stuck to the game plan, and sometimes that doesn't always work, and you know, it could have gone either way. Honestly, I feel like I won that fight. But fighting is so 50-50. You saw from like Song and O'Malley last night. Anything can happen. Even if you beat the shit out of a guy, the other guy could still win, um but going into my fight, every time I hit it honestly didn't feel like he really wanted to strike with me. I like faked at him. He would like flinch really hard. I'd kick him, and it hurt him, and I like he'd make sounds when I'd hit him, and um, yeah. But that guy was strong, man. I've never had anyone lift me up and just dump me on my head like that at my weight division. Um, yeah, big ups to Brito, man. He's a dog for sure.
Definitely, and you definitely had a very tough opponent in your first fight. And what I
Yeah.
noticed, what I took away was it looked like you had a lot of confidence in there. It didn't look like this was your first fight in the UFC. So, what do you contribute to your confidence in the cage?
Honestly, it was my buddy Bopo. He um he messaged me before the fight and was just, he just told me to treat it like any other fight, and I set my mindset to that, and it literally is just like any other fight. Um, didn't feel like anything different. Honestly, I felt more comfortable going into that fight than I did my last LFA fight, mainly because I didn't have anything to lose, but also it's just like all my hard work has finally come together, and it just felt so good doing that walkout, and I think that contributed to like me feeling and looking comfortable.
Definitely, and you came out looking very strong in that first round, slick striking. Were able to get takedowns on a very tough grappler in Brito. So, were you proud of your performance of your wrestling attributes and being able to get takedowns against such a strong grappler like Brito?
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. I get stuck on the cage a little bit. I need to work on some just getting off the cage a bit better. I'm getting a little too comfortable having guys hold me, especially after my last LFA fight. I won being there, so I got a little bit too comfortable being on the cage. So obviously still got stuff to work on. But I was pretty happy with my performance. You can always do better, but it is what it is. Just on to the next one.
Definitely, that is the right way to look at it. And I know you won the first round, Brito won the second too. So is there anything that you think went wrong in those second 2 rounds or anything in particular that changed the tides of the fight?
Um, Honestly, I could have just stayed in his face a little bit more, and uh, yeah, just stayed in his face more and kind of just trusted my striking. I kind of gave him a little bit too much respect. Um, yeah, I think that would have been a bit of game changer. Especially in that third round, I kind of backed up a little bit. I definitely should have just stayed in his face, and I probably could have got a finish.
Definitely. And I know earlier you said you felt like you won the fight. So how difficult is that for you when you feel like you won the fight, but the judges scored it a different way?
It sucks. I hate losing it. I hate it so much. I'm not a big fan of losing, especially if like I feel like I won myself, but the judges gave it to you. I had a pretty bad one fighting an LFA in Minnesota one time, and that was pretty heavy because I feel like I really won that fight, and um, obviously the judges gave it to the other guy, but that's just part of the game, man, and it is what it is. You just keep rolling with the punches and move on.
Yeah, and you have such a great corner behind you at Team Alpha Male with Uriah
Yeah.
Faber, and he's been to UFC, of course, made it all the way to title fight. So, what advice did he give to you after the loss to help you move forward?
And just keep going. It's a marathon. He's been saying this by like the whole time I've been training with him, and it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, and I got plenty of time to keep improving and keep growing. And he was happy with it. He thought I won too, and we just keep making improvements.
Definitely. And we talked about the training camp a little bit before, but such short notice for the biggest opportunity of your life. So, what were the biggest difficulties in your training camp, and how are you able to propel through that?
I did, yeah, I didn't even have a training camp. So 2 weeks prior, so the week before and then the week before that one, so 2 weeks before my fight, my back was all messed up. So I actually wasn't training. I was literally just riding the bike every day, just trying to like stay ready just in case something happened. I was you know, just training, trying to just stay fit. So I didn't have a fight camp. And then fight week, I actually got sick and I was spitting up green the whole fight week. I was trying to take like vitamin E just to like try and get it out of my system and get in the sun and just do whatever I can to try and beat this cold. And I got kind of lucky. Like my back, like was fine. Like it was pretty good fight week, and then I was like on the tail end of that cold on fight day. But that was probably one of the worst like preparations I've had. I had no prep for that fight.
I find it funny. I feel like people always get sick at the worst times.
Oh,
And
yeah.
of course, with little time knowing you're going to be on fighting, you probably weren't in the exact shape for a weight cut. So, especially in a weight cut like that, I'm always curious, what are your strategies to cut down to 145?
And I'm super super lucky that I have the help of Panda Performance. He helped Kayla Harrison get to 135. He's helped Dustin Poirier get down. He's actually been helping me out like my whole pro career. So we have good game plans. Water loading and getting down there is a big help, and we've kind of dialed down the science of getting me down to 145, 146, I'd say. Um, but yeah, nah, he's a massive help. Without him, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to make that weight cut on 4 days' notice.
But you did a true pro, of course. And on
Yeah.
Team Alpha Male, on True Pros, I saw a legend came into the gym recently with Demetrius Johnson. So, how cool is that for you to train?
Yeah. Oh my God, that was so cool. It was crazy. I was snowboarding that same day, and we found out, and I was like, we got to go. Like we hit snowboarding, we made it there just in time to get a pick, get some training in. And yeah, that was surreal. That's kind of it's really weird to see a legend of the sport. Like I know I trained with Uriah and that, but uh, yeah, just to see another legend of the sport is it's so cool, and that guy is so sophisticated, and the amount of fight that's he's had, and the fact that he's so like sophisticated with like just his speech and alone it is so it's so nice, man. It's so cool to see.
Definitely a surreal moment. Definitely one of the greatest in the sports and on greatest in the
Yep.
sports. Another great Alexander Volkanovski is fighting next weekend. I was curious your thoughts on the
Yep.
fight, being another featherweight, being another Australian. How do you see that
Hmm.
fight going down against Diego Lopez?
And he's felt him already. He's beat him already. I think it's gonna be, it's gonna be a tough fight, but I think because he's felt him already, I think Volk is gonna have another like an even better chance of beating him. Um, yeah, I'm a bit. I think Volk's gonna win this one. Obviously, I'm so biased towards that, but he's felt it. He's been in there with him already, so he knows what to expect. And um, Lopez hasn't changed that much throughout his career. It kind of looks like he has the same style. So Anything can happen. It's fighting, but yeah, I'm on Volk for that one. I'm kind of sad I didn't really get to help him out this last camp.
For sure. It's gonna be a fun one no matter what. And this
Yeah,
fight card is in Australia. Obviously, Australian fighter yourself. How much would it mean for you one day to fight in Australia for the UFC?
I would love that, especially Sydney. I want to fight in Sydney so bad, man. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to jump on this card with Volk, man, but I had to get knee surgery. That was, yeah. I got to fix my body before I go back, and I want to get a good camp into my next fight.
Obviously, and of course, 23 is a plenty of time for you to be on an Australian card. And you just
Yeah.
mentioned knee surgery there. So how's the knee feeling and how's the recovery process going?
Good, man. Well, I'm a week and a bit out. I'm able to put weight on my leg. I think I'll be walking next week, making gains like every day. I've just made gains, so it's nice. I'm not just first week was hard, man. I don't like sitting around for too long. I got video games. I just started playing Arc Raiders, so that's kind of helped me out a lot. But making gains, so it's nice to see. Nice to see that I'm not just stuck in a bed.
Definitely. And you mentioned video games being one of your hobbies there when you're not fighting. Do you have any other hobbies when you're not in training camp when you're not fighting?
Not really. Honestly, this is the longest break I've had. Like like if I'm not, I'm usually just training all the time. Like if I'm not doing anything, I'm either resting, thinking about fighting, or I'm playing video games. But or I coach a lot now at the gym. Yeah. Other than that, it's just train, eat, sleep, video game, coach, repeat.
Yeah. How do you like the coaching aspect? Because I know a lot of fighters like giving back to the younger generation. Obviously, you're young yourself, but trying and giving more people the knowledge that you have.
I do it for myself. It makes you a better fighter.
I love that.
I'll go and learn something from my coach, and then I go and teach it just so it like because it makes you better. You definitely improve a lot coaching, and it's like if you don't know the move, you can't coach it. Because if someone asks you like, "Hey, how do I throw this?" and then you're like stuck there thinking about like how do I actually do this, then you don't really know the move. So it makes me a better fighter coaching. And seeing but then again, I like to take away from my other guys too. Like just seeing them improve throughout the years is so like rewarding to me. So I really like seeing everyone improve and get better and kind of just pick up their own styles. And yeah, it's cool. It's rewarding for sure.
Definitely, that's a good way to look at it. You got to perfection your craft in some way. And my
Yeah.
final question for you is, we're into 2026, first month. So, what are your New Year's resolutions for the year, both inside and outside of the cage?
And just stop procrastinating. I I'm a, I procrastinate a little bit, and it's not a good habit. Just dial down on just my habits. I want to be the best in the world, and you can't do that with bad habits. You got to make sure everything's on point. I'm only human, but just do the best I can.
I love that. Honestly, for myself, no procrastination can be one here as
It's
well.
a tough one, man.
Definitely. And anything you want to shout out, anything you want to plug before you head out of here?
Yeah, just Infinity Group, man. I love you guys. Thank you for keep supporting me, and thank you to my parents. You guys are amazing. My number one supporters, and follow me on Instagram,
Yeah.
Isaac Thomson MMA.
Isaac, it's been more than a pleasure. I'm excited to see what's next for you. Folks, that's all for today. Until next time, peace.
He is